Hello. In this video I would like to express my opinion about sport psychology. When you hear sports psychology, most probably you connect this part of the psychology to excellent professional athletes and to professional performances. Let's start with my first concern regarding the sports psychology as area, as a field of psychology. The first concern is that is it healthy to be professional athlete? We all know that professional athletes are stars, can be stars, they can earn a lot, but they get retired very soon, very early, and most of them, after stopping professional sports life, they face health problems. They might face health problems. This is one issue what is against excellent performance. The other is that to reach excellent performance you need a lot of training. It's not common for everybody that what immense work and amount of time is spent to get really excelling performance. We can mention the at least 3 trainings a day and 5 or 6 times per week. That's multiplied as 8 hours spent with sports and a very strict life mode. And this, of course, makes these persons excel from the others. Their body can perform much better, but meanwhile their social life, their intellectual capabilities in many cases can be restricted. Of course, the ideal is to be a top educated excellent athlete, somebody, but let's face that the truth is very rarely that this can be reached. So is it a good an ethical or ethically acceptable attitude from a psychologist who dedicated his or her life to enrich a person's soul and to lead people to greater happiness, to make one-armed giants from people who are very good in a very strict small area of life, and in the other areas they are underperforming? Wouldn't it be better to develop these other skills also, instead of focusing only on sports? So that's one concern. The other concern is that performance can be reached many ways, and that's more a critic of current sports psychology that is focusing more on fighting and accepting the difficulties of the trainings and the improving of different skills that are needed in that sport. They are so-called behavioristic or that type of approach that is focusing on what you can see. So if you need a skill, for example, for an athlete to start very fast after you can hear the sound of the start, then the psychologist is also training the athlete to have a shorter reaction time. Yeah, you might say that it's a very easily to measure, because reaction time can vary and can be measured. So if I can decrease this, in that case I can be my athlete can be very fast and might perform even better. So that's focusing on different skills, and the other is this 5-6 times per week, 3 trainings, minimum 8 hours a day, doing a very monotone. Even it's fun in the beginning, but after a while it's a monotonous activity. Yes, you face difficulties and you are trying to give up, because it's, in my opinion, it's unhealthy. I will be straightforward to you. It's unhealthy to focus on one single skill, and everything other areas of a human life should be pushed away. So this is a kind of helping somebody to poison himself or herself. But okay, that's my opinion. What I started to present is that the more complex a sport, from the very simple weightlifting, because I think that's a very well defined issue to lift this weight, and the bigger this weight is, the better you are, and that's everything. From short run athletes. For me, in a single sports, I would say that the other end is maybe fencing or martial arts, where not only body but also soul is gets an important role. Or that can be tennis or golf as well, where the movement is quite complex, and the concentration and the personality, how much you attack, how aggressive you are, what kind of strategies you have, has important role. So on this scale, and now I don't mention group sports or team sports like basketball or football or whatever. I'm focusing on single sports. So on this scale, as further we go, the more and more complex strategies and more different personalities can excel. Here on this scale, the problem is what I mentioned earlier, that this guy who will be an Olympic champion in weightlifting won't know anything else than lifting heavy things. And I don't think that a human being is like a machine that is lifting 100 kilos. It's something more. But okay, let's go on this side. And here, personality is what counts because for a top tennis player, for a top golf player or top fencer, especially fencers, who where the whole personality is fighting against another personality, and the intellectual fight is might be even more important than the physical fight. Is important in what kind of mood he or she is, how can cope with short-term frustrations, how does he or she reacts on short-term successes that he or she won a point. The difference between the two players can vary very much, and the performance as a function of this might be very different. And in all these, personality as a whole complex thing with a great history counts. So the personality is that converts the actual state, the actual situation between the two players, and the personality has its own history with own blockages that can stop performing even better. And today, sports psychology, at least as I know, maybe there are some excellent sports psychologists that are not doing, they are doing different, are not focusing on blockings, because this means not sports psychology but clinical psychology. And clinical psychology is when you are focusing on different illnesses or different life problems, or this is what with the professional word we are calling dynamic psychology, with parents and childhood and this kind of stuff, because this personal history produces these blocks that, for example, in a very sharp situation you are performing better or worse, or when you are leading very much, then you start to be too soft or too nice. So if I would do sports psychology, I would like to act almost like a clinical psychology, almost to do therapy. But in current psychology, we are splitting very much the therapy and the sports psychology, as this one focusing more on behavior and this one focusing more on the personality's internal dynamics. So at the end, what I would like to suggest for those who do sports psychology on a professional level is to move away from focusing on skills and difficulties that you can on those results that you can present very well to coaches, and to defend yourself as excellent results, to understand more the sport, the athletes' personality, motivations, and to really deal with these ethical questions that I raised. That if you see, for example, a mediocre athlete, would you help him or her to perform even better, even if you know that won't reach really excelling results. There are some athletes that are so very talented that they are doing the sports for their own fun, and they are really the coming champions in most of the cases. But the fun that they are getting just because they are doing something that they are good in can't be destroyed by the becoming professionals and doing this as a kind of profession. Yeah. So thank you for your attention. Hopefully I gave some information, new information about the relations of sports and psychology. Thank you.